Good morning, everyone. Something a little bit different today for our well-being. We're going to make some chai tea, traditional sort of Indian, well, mine's a bit of a Punjabi recipe. Yeah, so we're going to make some chai tea, and I will just run through the ingredients first. Um, I'm someone that takes a recipe, the most important thing about a recipe is the ingredients. However you bang them together, it doesn't really matter. So for our chai tea, we've got some honey. I'm afraid I haven't got any famous Trust Links honey. We're going to have to slog it with Waitrose honey today. We have cardamom is going to be going in. We have cinnamon for our chai tea. We have ginger. I thought I had some fresh ginger, but we're going to have to use powdered ginger today. I had a little bit of pepper, a little bit of black pepper for a little bit of a kick. We have our milk, we have our tea, we have our strainer, and a cup for measuring, and our saucepan that we're going to be cooking in. Good morning, Georgina and Kirsty and Tracy. Nice to see you aboard. So just again, if you missed the beginning, we're going to be making some traditional Indian chai, which is a tea-based, milky sort of infusion. It's quite a soothing, relaxing drink. So we're going to have a little go at that. I'll just wait for another person or two to come in if they're going to come along. So yeah, I thought the weather was a little bit rubbish today. I was going to pop up the park again, but I thought instead we'd do a little bit of cooking. And I think I mentioned in my video on the mental health first aid kit that I was going to put some of the chai ingredients in, so I can do a little mix up there. I'm afraid I don't have any cloves, which is quite an important part of the recipe. But so if you're going to be doing this at home, just add cloves as well, and it just adds to that sort of Christmassy, nice sort of spicy warmness and sweetness. So I've pre-boiled a kettle. I'm just going to put that on, and what we're looking at, the main part of the recipe is that you're looking at 1 part milk to 1 part water. So this is quite a big cup that I've just filled up here, more or less to the brim with milk. So that's going in the cup. And it's normally sort of a tea bag per person. So I'm chucking in 3 sort of breakfast tea bags there. And we've done 1 part milk. So we're going to add 1 part water. Same again in the big cup. Oh, cookie clock's going off well. And there we go. So we're 1 part milk to 1 part water at the moment with our chai tea. Oh, everything's bonging and banging. So it must be 10 o'clock. Wellbeing chai. So we've got our tea and our milk. So we just made a very milky cup of tea there, haven't we? That's not going to be very interesting. So we're going to get a nice wodge of cardamom. That's going in. And that's going to add almost that sort of fruitiness to it, cardamom. It's quite an interesting taste. And as I say, it does really go well with cloves, but I'm bereft of cloves today. So we're also going to chuck in some cinnamon. I've just got some cinnamon chunks here. I'm just going to squash them up a bit and crack them up and in they go. And then, as I say, I would normally use a nice fat chunk of ginger that I can pick out afterwards, but instead I'm using powdered ginger. So we've got a nice bit of ginger in there. So we've got cardamom, cinnamon, tea, milk, and ginger in there at the moment. I'm then going to add a nice big spoonful of honey. If I can find a decent spoon. And this honey is going to act as a bit of a catalyst for the heat. All the sugar's going to make it warm up a little bit quicker. And it's just going to add that nice sort of fruity, natural honeyness to it. And we're just going to raise the temperature slowly, really, on the chai. We're not looking to all the guts out of it, and I can already smell the spices mixing together. As I say, you'll want the cloves in there as well. So I think the main point of doing this is one that, yeah, it tastes nice and it's soothing, but it's a type of cooking that the spices and things are so sensory that it's a real pleasure to cook as well. And I'm just going to have to put the phone down while I put a couple of twists of black pepper in it as well, because I find I like a tiny little bit of heat in it as well, and I just find the little bit of black pepper works really nicely for that. Okay, so we're going to double down today while that's having a little cook up, and I will post the recipe as well. I'm going to sort out my dinner for tomorrow. So I've got a wodge of lamb here. This is diced lamb, a bit under a kilo, probably about 800 grams. I'm going to be using that for a couple of meals, otherwise I'll be huge. Okay, so the idea is I'm going to flavour this lamb, and then tomorrow I'll grill some veg with them and either have some rice or couscous or another sort of grain with it. So I have my diced lamb. So I'm going to add some yogurt, which is what all our spices and things are going to sit in, and act as a marinade as I soak this lamb overnight. So in goes my yogurt. I'm just going to check on the chai. It's just having a little go around. Oh, that smells amazing. I hope it smells as good at home when you do it. That's really good. So also I'm going to need a bit of salt and pepper. So I've already got a bit mixed up in the bottom of that pot, so that's gone in. And when I made this before, I found out that I didn't really put enough salt in, to be honest. You can be quite generous with the salt. So we're going for a bit of a sort of Turkish, Asian sort of marinade type soap. So I've got my milk, and then I'm putting in mint. And I'm not being shy with the mint, actually. I did it recently with fresh mint from the garden, and that was fine. I was going to have a go with dry mint today. And then the main other ingredients we want are a coriander and cumin. So in Asian, jeera and dhania. So I've got a tiny little bit of that left. That's going in. And again with the dhania, not being shy with it. And because I haven't got much of one of them, I'm just going to top it up with a little bit of masala, which is a sort of almost a mixed herb type affair. So just to run over again, so we've got our lamb, yogurt, cumin, coriander. I will add some garlic as well to that, and then we are rubbing it in. So we're getting a nice coat on it all around. You might want to tenderise your meat depending on if you're using a cut. Same spices and recipe work for, you know, if you're going to make sort of lamb balls or beef balls. But the main thing you're going for is that mint, coriander and cumin. And that's going to mix up nice. Or if you're Asian, your masala, dhania and jeera. Okay. And again, that's probably going to want a bit more salt. You can leave that for most of the day and have it in the evening, but I find it works better if you really soak it for a good 24 hours. I'm just going to wash my hand a bit there. Okay, so we've prepped our meat for tomorrow. And as I say, we're going to have that with a nice bit of grilled veg and a salad and either some pulses or or a grain. So we're back down to our chai, which is just starting to sort of bubble and do its thing. It's just getting there, starting to get a nice bit of colour now. The tea's starting to come out, and the colour's coming out of all the spices there. So I'm just going to give it a quick 2 minutes. And in fact, what we can do while that's having a little go is top up the water in the bird bath outside. So, have a quick look at going to be a bit on the low side. There we go. Top it up. And I reckon by the time we've decanted our chai, if we have another look outside, we'll probably see some birds. There we go. Better. Plants one there. Try not to put my foot in the ashtray. There we go. Okay. Oh, it's nice to see Wayne and Charlotte Fresh White. Oh, hello. Oh, we've got a bit expanded in it. This is probably going to have a bit of a skin on it, but it doesn't matter. So I'm going to take my. First, I'm going to smash up the kitchen. We've got our big cup and our strainer. And we're just going to strain it off a bit into the pot. I think I'll make an absolute mess doing this. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. And there you go. Straight away you can just smell all that lovely cinnamoniness. Really, really, really nice. So, and you can have it on a hot day or a cold day, really. It doesn't make too much of a difference, but once you've got your basic ingredients, it's a lot cheaper than getting it up a shop. Oh, it's really nice, really nice. And we've sorted out our dinner for tonight / tomorrow as well. And this has taken about 10 minutes, so let's have a little look out in the garden. And just hold up on my step. There's nothing immediately having a drink. Birds are probably wondering why I'm sitting down here and not in my chair. Okay, well there you go, just something a little bit different. So I'm going to sit and have my chai and then I'll get back to work. Giving guys a ring, checking everyone's okay. So I'll post the recipe for the chai and that sort of Turkish Asian meat rub, cumin, coriander, dealio. And I hope you have a really nice rest of the day and rest of the week. So I'll be in touch. Take care now, everyone. See you later.